You can't find him.
that is weird.
And also, I'll do anything for pizza.
What up, y'all? This your boy Westside Willie, pilot of the Bebop, coming in. I'm just letting y'all know that we will be departing from Detroit very shortly. So everybody get in their seats, sit down, relax, and if there's any thickums on this flight, you're invited to the cockpit.
Bebop, got it on lock. Check your wristwatch. Tick-tock, time for lift off. You hear the stars calling. Baby, come and hold me tight. Cause the sky's falling in deep space, right in these jams. All I need is Jordan, don't look back. It's a price on your head, and they'll double that pay. If you alive, not dead. These cats is new to these scenes and new to these walls. And when the shots start firing, they start to look for the door. Baby, don't get too close. I'm a cowboy. Wake up and see that I'm gone, I'm with the stars gone. One thing I can say about life is that it's not born. And one thing I can say about us, we'll never stop hunting. I'm with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up.
It's gone.
We're going.
And mic check. Bebop Boys back. Welcome back to the Bebop Boys podcast, where we talk about music, comic books, anime, and all types of fly shit. Howdy.
What it do, baby boo?
Howdy.
What's the deal?
Nothing.
Same old shit.
Hard dicks and airplanes.
Huh? Okay.
It's from
We
something.
should turn the TV back on because we're gonna have to.
Seven doubles all around
Here,
me.
I'm gonna just give you the remote. Here you go.
The song from the show.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know where your phone went. Only you know.
I was still
This
stuck
song-
on long hard dicks and airplanes.
There's a lot of shit going on.
It is.
What are you guys mad about? I'll tell you what I'm mad about. Fuck IGN.
Go for it. I have a
Yeah.
mad about thing too. Go for it.
IGN pissed me off just before, like an hour before the pod. I'm going to read you guys exactly what it says, okay? And then I'm going to send it to Wes so Wes can see it, so he can put it up so internet people can read it.
Slam IGN. Slam IGN.
Yeah.
Slam
yeah,
IGN.
Yeah.
Slam
yeah,
IGN.
Yeah. Shake
Slam
that
IGN.
asshole. Shake
Slam
that asshole.
IGN.
Hey, shake
Slam
that
IGN.
asshole. Hey, shake
Slam
that
IGN.
asshole. Hey, shake. Hey, shake. Hey, twerk some, bitch. Twerk some, bitch. Twerk some. All right, my bad. It's
That was fun.
Demon Slayer.
All right, we just
The Demon Slayer Hashira arc. Mind you, this post has 3.8 thousand laugh reactions.
damn.
Actually, that's not the right number. It's 2.4 thousand laugh reactions. Anyway, it's the Demon Slayer Hashira training arc. They rated it a 3. And it says, Demon Slayer Hashira training arc sacrifices momentum and depth for an absurdly long and meandering season that should have been a montage.
That's so disrespectful.
Did you say what they rated?
3.
3, yeah.
But do you know why that, like, it's hard for me to put into words why that's disrespectful, because what are you even commenting on? This is an adaptation from a manga. Like, this is a anime adaptation of a manga. It is a part of a bigger thing. Like, what? I don't even understand the basis of that. It's a training arc. Like,
Can't tell it.
I said before that I thought that they would make that a movie. Like,
But they did, but like
they could have just made, I think they could have made that a movie.
and just left it alone, didn't have to turn into a TV episode.
Like, it didn't have to be a series, because then it's like you're waiting. There's like very little like action in how we are used to the action. But like, I would have thought that they would have did it as a movie, but I mean, it's fine how they did it either way, because it's like, bro, it's part of the story. Like, that's like, you're going to take this part of the story and be like, fuck that. Like, bro, what?
If anything,
Yeah, and there's moments during that story that matter.
Yes.
So turning it into a montage, you're just excluding all of those moments that matter.
Like,
my man's confronting his brother.
yeah, that was an important part. Fucking, like, where would they shorten it? Like, because, and it said like they erased the depth. Where did they erase the
I don't know
depth?
where, because I was like, I was in it. Like, actually, I was upset that it wasn't longer.
Yeah, like this was.
I know. Like,
Well, no. What I'm saying is, people are just basically, if there's no action, they're like, well, what's the point of this? It's called story.
attention span. You're
It's
right.
called
It's
story.
called, what is it? There's a word
Pick
for
up
it
a
in
book.
storytelling. There's a word for it in storytelling that, like, the
Filler?
not filler. Like, I'm talking about books in general. I hate when I
don't
have something smart to say and I can't
Yeah.
I can't pull it out.
Mm.
But there's a thing in storytelling where you just let the story. You know what I'm saying? This is a world, right? So, like, if not everything needs to be at pedal to the metal
Yeah.
the whole fucking time. And I think out of this show, we've gotten a lot of pedal to the metal moments. And just for the character's sake, it's nice that they get a breather. You know what I'm saying? Like, again,
But
I talk about this a lot, like how much I care about these characters. It's nice that they get a breather. So, like, and you see some depth, like I was saying before the pod. It's nice knowing the Hashiras. Now, remember I said last episode, I don't know their fucking names. I know some of their names. I know some of their names. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know Mugen. You know what I'm saying? Or
Muzan?
well, see, I still
I was
fucked
about to
up.
say, you talking about Samurai
And,
Champloo?
and
Don't
I
get me started.
still fucked up. Don't know none of their names.
I had
But
a
you know,
dream
I
and
know
Muzan
more
was
than
in it
just
last
like.
night.
Huh?
I had a dream and Muzan was in it last night.
Did he do that slow motion ass walk? He fucked up the whole outro.
He was a bitch ass nigga like he is.
Ass
in
nigga.
general.
And I love how
Ditto.
I love how the my
Ditto.
favorite part of the when the leader of the demon corps or whatever he was
Ubuyashiki.
Ubukashi
Ubuyashiki.
him he's just like, he's giving his whole monologue, he's monologuing to Muzan. Sorry. He's monologue as I care so much. Can't remember their fucking names. And and he's like, "Are you done?" He's like, "Thank you for letting me talk."
He was like, I didn't think you would let me talk that long.
Like, it's
I didn't
moments-
think
but
I didn't think you was gonna let me get off like that.
So I don't
I actually ran out of
understand.
things to say.
I don't understand where
Yeah,
they're
to
like,
be
man,
honest-
no depth. Like, it's those moments, those simple moments that like made this part good.
Also,
this
the next
section-
part is literally all action. So
And
it's like it's
three movies
It's a
of
calm-
action.
And not only is it the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
There's another reason where, like, I just thought of it when you were talking about it that pissed me off about it. Is like, bro, it's in the story why there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
They literally said in the beginning that demon sightings have slowed down because
They were being
they're
infiltrated.
preparing to start. That's how they knew that Muzan was planning something, because the demons stopped showing up. So they knew that he was planning to come get Nezuko. That was in the story. It was in the dialogue.
Yeah.
They were like, demon sightings have slowed down lately. They literally said it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Because
so they should
media
just take that part out of the book. Like,
also real quick. We're not singling out people. We're singling out IGN.
Yes.
Fuck
But
yeah.
no, because
Because not a lot of
it's
people-
going to go to my rant next. But media literacy, even from a conglomerate,
Okay.
even from a media conglomerate, can be fucked sometimes.
Yeah.
Because how do you watch 11 episodes of that? 11 episodes.
Was Demon Slayer
I
11
think this
episodes?
season was 11.
I don't remember.
8
I
to
thought it
11.
was- I thought it was
I think
8
it was 8.
episodes.
8. Okay.
That,
my bad.
yeah, I was wondering how many episodes.
Okay. So yeah, 8. We'll say 8 to be safe. But I swear it's more. So you watch 8 episodes and you was like, that could have been a montage. Really?
What's interesting, like to the way that they're looking at it, and I don't know how they grade the other stuff, because we know other controversial ratings that they give just
All the
just
time.
fucking wild. But for this one specifically, it's like how you're saying they completely adapted the exact story, but then so I haven't watched the season yet just because I'm waiting to watch with my friends for their first time. But every single thing I've seen from Demon Slayer pages, anime pages, people who are fans of the manga, have all said it's the same exact shit from the manga, but with a lot more too.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's even more engaging. Like we didn't even know they can make it this long. And for us, the people that read the manga were like, oh man, Hashira training arc, I can't imagine.
This
how
is
they'll
actually
do
the
this.
only arc I've read.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a quick read.
This
Yeah,
what
couple
was funny
chapters.
is
Yeah.
I wanted to, after I watched the Entertainment District, then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna read the next arc. And I thought the Swordsmith arc and the Hashira training arc were kind of the same thing. So when I read those, I was like, okay, I feel like it's more of a build-up. Like I didn't get that full grandiose. And then right after that, shit kicked the fan, and then I couldn't help reading.
Look at how much shit has happened in the story. Can they sit down? Can they breathe?
Bro, it's not only
Can they sit down?
To finish the point though, what's crazy with their rating at the 3 out of 10 is compared to like the Entertainment District, the Swordsmith arc, the Mugen Train, it is very, very, very not much going on, of course. So you can like say, yeah, it might just be a little bit boring or not much is going on in the other arcs if you're comparing it, but then it's still like the animation is still great. Everything is still great. The pacing is still great. Everything is still as best as it can be, but they're just adapting that story.
And you can, and honestly, everything, it makes up for everything at the end. For the lack of action. For the lack of action. Because they're training the whole time. And we get some dope action scenes.
You get some sparring.
During the training. You get some good sparring scenes. Especially, I think it was the water guy. When he had, I think it's the water
Gyu?
What, Gyu?
When he had everybody lined up. And
no, that's the serpent.
The serpent. And he had everybody lined up. And then so like, Tanjiro had to be like, look, I can't focus on like if they're there or not. I just got to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? That was so dope to me. They're people who critique shit like this, like slow burns like this, are missing the point of it being a slow burn. Yeah. That's the problem. You're missing the point of storytelling. Like
So with what you just said and with what Matt just said, they're like, because people do that, and I've seen them do that with other things. It's like, you got to keep in mind that anime generally is not a fucking TV show. It's
American,
not a TV show.
Especially American.
It's a manga. There is a pre-written story. It's an adaptation from a book. So it would be like,
read.
So it would make sense.
Novel.
It would make sense. You're not comparing it like how you comparing like the whole thing, it's a series. So it's like you're going through the story. Like this is going somewhere. Like it's not like you're comparing fucking like Harry Potter to like the Imaginable Beast or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Like you're not comparing like, bro, you're still in it. You're still in it. Like, so I'm like, and then everything that happened, if you read it, then you know that even the shit that happens is setting you up for something down the line. There's a reason they're showing you that. Like there's a reason why they show you when Obanai gets jealous of Tanjiro and Kanroji. And there's a reason why Kocho wasn't in the Hashira training arc. She wasn't a part of it.
Yes.
There was
wasn't.
Like there was a reason for all of this shit. They're setting up the story so that you don't lose it. So you're not lost when the action stuff happens.
And again, it could have been longer for me. Like I would like to see where the homegirl had went to when she wasn't training. I would like to see more of what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? I would like I know they have Nezuko hidden and doing her own thing. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been elaborated on more, just because again, this is the calm before the storm. Everybody's gonna be in some shit. You know, we saw not Inosuke, the blonde one. Zenitsu, you know, he finally had his moment. Like, I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? He just failed.
He
just failed.
A side note, I saw a meme. About that. And it showed like a meme about why he acted like that. I'll show you guys.
Okay.
Is that the meme of the day?
Is that your meme of the day? Okay, we're gonna get to the meme of the day. But yeah, so they're just missing the nuance of this storytelling. And that's what pisses me off about IGN or other shit. So I'm gonna lead into my rant about The Boys real quick. I caught up with The Boys real quick, and then so we have that tweet, TikTok that went semi-viral, and it was about them focusing on like Frenchie's sexuality and Homelander's legacy, and y'all missing a lot of shit if that's the shit you're focused on. This season is about the personal lives of the boys. And some of the people that are not the boys, y'all missing a whole lot of shit.
I think it's about every single character's
because personal life.
A-Train's redemption arc.
A-Train's redemption, Mother's Milk and Ashley's Stress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Frenchie's
especially-
dad. Starlight.
You said Frenchie's dad?
I'm saying Frenchie. Huey's
Huey's
dad.
dad, yeah, I was about to-
Frenchie's
Murder.
Guilt.
Yeah.
You didn't think he had any guilt and love. He can't even fall in love with someone because of his guilt.
Yeah.
Y'all missing a lot of shit and focusing on some niggas' pubes. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty gray. So I think we should kind of.
I got gray hair. Is in my nothing. Never mind. We don't have to.
You
talk
better
about
put
that.
them in a jar.
No, thank
better
you.
Put them in a jar.
I shave
But
and get over it because you're getting old. And I'm sorry, Anthony Starr.
you're not waxing?
No, I don't wax.
No.
No,
We'll get into that
like
later.
I'll chafe. Like so, I used to when I was younger. I
Wax?
used to not wax, but like clean.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But now that I'm older, I like a little
Little wind?
little bush.
Oh.
Little.
I don't know. Matt's just agreeing over there.
He knows
And
what I'm
also,
talking about.
since
A
we're
little-
talking about bushes real quick. I thought he had a chest tattoo. Realize it's just his chest.
I said that. I said that when the weather changed and he started wearing looser clothing. I said, "Damn, you got a hairy chest,
Bro, I took a glance while one of you were talking. I was like, when Matt get a chest tattoo? And then I was like, wait a minute, that's just his hair.
I noticed that a while ago. I was like,
Man's
you
chest is
are
insane.
a furry little.
That's the Italian in you.
Yeah,
Polish and German and Irish.
Yeah, that's all that melting
Europe.
pot of white.
Europe.
White.
Yeah, you
White.
got all that. Look at the legs. It's just crazy. But yeah, so
We should do a waxing video. Let's
People are
Oh, yeah.
fucking stupid.
If I didn't ever
Wax
shave
our
my
assholes.
beard, this whole would connect.
just full werewolf.
Yeah, this would all be.
Really, it will all connect.
Yeah, like
Maybe we
I
should do that
literally
for,
have
like,
to share this.
for
I'm about
November.
to say, see how low those fucking gray, the 5 o'clock shadows
Oh
are on
yeah,
his
yeah.
neck?
I have.
When he stretches that bitch out,
Yeah, it
That's a
literally all
sentence.
grows. Yeah.
Stretch that bitch out.
yeah.
So-
All right, so
I was thinking for the Deadpool like Wolverine, like when that's coming around, we should shave our beards like Wolverine.
I do that.
I
anyway.
can't. I'm not gonna.
You're going to.
Nope.
But on to the next
Angela.
one.
Yeah. So
Our favorite meme. So we wanted to like show off some of our favorite memes here because like that's all we do as plebes, and get some laughs out of everybody. So
my meme is super old.
I was trying to find some of my old memes, but I have too much shit in my. I've had an iPhone since 2008.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of shit to siphon through.
Yeah. This one's so old.
I have a
Me-
video
oh,
one.
No, mine's old. Me and Boudreaux used to die laughing just sending it back and forth to each other randomly. And it's so simple, it's so fucking stupid. But it's A1.
Okay, I want to screen. I'm gonna screen mirror it. I don't like how I said
I
that.
want to scream.
I don't like
I
how I
want to
said that.
scream.
in the mirror.
I'm gonna show
Mirror it.
a couple.
You show a couple, you get one.
Sucks for you.
Everybody gets one.
How does this work?
Which one is our?
This man is off the charts. He thinks you get one. You get one.
He wants more.
That's not how this works.
Not how it works, but
It's not how this works.
that's what he wants.
Stop trying to autism me. Okay.
Autism yourself. Make sure we don't find your nudes.
Oh shit! That means I gotta have my shit ready.
That shit's funny.
That's goofy.
I think that
Oh, what was that letter? See, shit like that. Shit like that. That's what I mean.
Well, that's not what the letter said.
I know, but like
Okay, I was making sure.
shit unexplained that could have gone further. Like
I will.
yo, that nigga instantly went to heaven. He was in. He was, bro.
That's
Looked up
crazy.
and was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm gonna send mine in the group chat.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I can't.
Fucking like you could be doing anything and just pop
Take
up
a
in the
shit.
fucking Infinity Castle,
Dude.
either you died in the explosion or got popped into the Infinity Castle.
You just in
Oh
the
man, that
Infinity-
reminds me of those memes.
imagine you just
with,
beating your shit. You just, you just like
Only sword,
like,
I,
oh,
only sword I
Tiana
got on
Trump,
me is
no,
my.
yeah, Tiana, no, yeah. Bow. Oh shit, Muzan.
There's some really good Attack on Titan memes when it was like the Eren Yeager when he like made all the Eldians teleport.
I've sent mine to the group chat.
Oh, it's
I've
the
sent
same
mine to
thing.
the
So
group
many
chat.
funny ones, dude. Of the same thing.
I've sent mine to the group chat. It's a classic.
Bro.
It's an absolute fucking classic. I love it to death.
You know,
See it.
you know what that reminds me of? I just saw this fucking video. It was like a
Oh
cartoon.
my god.
It's like a cartoon YouTube video,
Yeah.
and it was the fucking Velma show,
Trash.
and it was
Show.
Yeah.
like them being like woke, and then Scooby. It turns out like Scooby is like evil and a demon. And
What's the
every
name
time-
was? I think.
And every
Scrappy?
time that they wake up, he has to start over. Like, so he kills everybody and starts over. He's like, you could have just stayed asleep. Why
Happy
did
Death
you have
Day.
to wake up?
That's a good movie.
Yes. Yes.
So I sent mine too.
Yes, mine's a classic. Mine's a classic.
Mine is a video and a picture.
What the fuck?
Just biting the leg.
Yeah. And I told y'all in my head, I told y'all the story at work, what happened at work, right?
About a threesome?
No.
I got bad hiccups.
We'll talk about that later. Did I tell y'all that? Anyways, about the Powerpuff Girls.
A man's face.
I told you guys where my coworker was like, if
Oh,
you were blah, what you was.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
And he
you
called
did.
me him.
Yes.
Austin, you should have just called me a fag. And but in my head, I'm Bubbles.
Oh yes.
Let me see. I didn't.
In my head, I swear I'm Bubbles. Cause like I'm
me and a
I'm
threesome,
funny.
not knowing what to
I'm
do.
like soft, but like I'll kick you in your shit
Mhm.
if pushed.
Matt, you send yours?
Yeah, it's sunny right now. It's
Bro,
a video.
what do you do
Oh,
in that
what?
situation?
In a
Like,
thrisom?
like I saw another meme like that, and it was like, I think it was actually from porn, and it was a girl.
Nice.
It was a girl licking a guy's head, like bald head.
Maybe
And
he
she
likes
was-
it though.
There was the same caption, like when you're in a threesome and you don't know what to do.
I think
like if I like you gotta. First of all, it's a threesome, so what are you?
that's why I don't think threesomes are functional. Honestly, I think you should always
Got a
do a
fun story
water
off
orgy
camera.
off camera.
Sweet.
It's a fun little
You
story.
slanging
No. It's a
Okay.
friend. It's a friend
it?
thing.
Okay, I'm not the only whore in the podcast.
That part in it's like
Matt, I
that,
don't know if you're sent yet.
it's like that part in
It's
New
slow.
Girl
It's getting there.
where Nick
be
was
worth it.
like I'm gonna dangle my hand around while I'm looking at stuff on my phone.
Yes. That was a foursome.
Oh yeah,
That was a foursome. Love New Girl. That was a foursome.
Oh yeah.
He said, what if I get in there?
I think it's sent. Maybe.
We should have been prepared.
Oh, yours is a video.
Yep.
Put his on the TV, on the
Let's
telly.
do it.
Michael.
I didn't get it yet though. Why did I not get it?
want to watch it on the television.
On
So
the
much for that
television.
AT&T.
Wow.
So much for that AT&T.
You don't have AT&T no more, right?
Oh,
No,
Oh, so much for that Verizon.
but the internet is. AT&T.
Am I connected to y'all internet?
I'm about to disconnect from it because I don't know.
Fine,
That's embarrassing.
fine.
what can you do?
Like,
Fine.
this is my Wi-Fi that wouldn't do it.
You just can't win if you lose.
It's AT&T.
Oh, the Wi-Fi's AT&T.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I got Comcast. I pay an arm and a leg, and my firstborn child, when I have one, I had no problems.
We pay only $60.
I pay a lot of money.
We only have internet. We pay $60.
I pay
You
a
know
lot
how
of money.
much speed?
The highest one we can get.
Holy shit!
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yep. We razzle dazzled AT&T in our pockets. We're kind of like, anyway, so I just got a message for you guys out there real quick.
Dude.
Panera, look out. I'm coming for you next Monday night on TVT Raw. Look out for me, Panera, because I'm going to take your bread and I'm going to split it down the middle and I'm going to take your pepperonis and I'm going to shove them in my eyes. You better look out because I'm coming
Okay,
for
I'm gonna
you.
play the video.
Yeah, brother.
What the
Do
fuck
not
just
come.
happened?
Do not come.
I'm gonna come to the overflow room.
Does he know he said that? Does he know he said that? Oh.
Did y'all hear what happened? George Clooney just pulled his funding from Biden because he was at a event to get money, and he was like, "That man is old. And he just pulled his funding and said, you need to leave.
A lot of people are saying he needs to just kind of.
They both do. Really.
Bro.
They both need to drop out. Get some young people in here.
Yeah. I will fully support Kamala.
I don't know.
I'm not worried about none of that though. But
I mean, better than what we got.
I don't like women, so
I might go. I'm standing him.
Yeah,
I'm standing him.
Next meme.
I'm standing him. Those are our memes. I only sent one because I
got a lot, but like I'm saving them.
There's so many. Oh,
I got so many, but I'm gonna save them.
I have 1,000.
I got that album. If you guys want of memes, I can add you to.
This is it.
No,
this is like brain rot. That's the type of shit you just watch. Be like,
She needs a storyline, so she keeps re-bringing it up. This happened in 2012. It's 2014 now, and she's still trying to use it because she has nothing else going on. And while she's sitting around running around talking about my husband and the father of my children, and she spends her weekends peddling through sperm banks, looking through catalogs to try to find a donor. Honey, you don't know if your baby daddy will be an axe murderer or a child molester, because what you will know is that he needed $10 to get him a medium-sized pizza, so he ejaculated in a cup so you could have a kid. Now check that.
huh?
In all fairness, they give you more than $10.
you know from experience.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Those things are non-confidential.
That's a good idea.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
What? All
It's not
the bitches
wrong,
look
though.
45.
Best reads of all time.
It's not wrong.
She's not wrong. So she ejaculated into a cup so you can have a kid.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do in this world.
So check that.
Yeah. Some of us have donated. Some of us have donated once a week for the last 15 years.
I'm scared that I'll have a child knocking on my door talking about something. Papa.
That's what the non-confidential thing is. They're not allowed to.
I don't know. There's a
Yeah,
lot
with
of
Vince
movies
Vaughn?
like that.
I don't know if he did the non-confidential. I got to watch it again. He had 500.
Yo.
Like, what do you have? 500 kids?
That shit don't even like. Okay, I understand.
You don't even know if my shit works.
If I got your mom pregnant and then I disappeared and then you come to me, that's fair. Like, if you impregnated yourself with my sperm, this
come to
kid don't
me.
got
Don't
no
come
right to
find
come to
me.
me.
Don't
Like-
cum to me.
Do you really want a dad that bad?
Why you even
I'm sorry,
want
that's
me?
terrible.
Why you
That
even
was
want
mean.
me? I'm a villain.
That's mean.
Yeah, some people do want a dad that bad.
I don't know, because like again, I ain't had no daddy around when I was growing up. Like I have my bio dad who died when I was 5, and then my
I like how you said that. I like how you said that.
what?
Bio daddy.
Yeah, my bio
It just
dad.
reminds me of Bio Broly.
Oh, Bio Broly.
Nerd.
You took it as like
Nerd. Bio Broly. To me, he was just slime.
Yeah.
Your dad was slime. Cool.
My dad died when I was 5, and like my mom was a strong, independent woman. Thank you. My mom was a strong, independent woman.
I didn't apologize.
No, he apologized.
Yeah,
He
I
said
know.
sorry.
He said,
So I'm like,
Yeah,
it was nothing to me. Then my stepdad came into my life, sorta, kinda, and like, it was like, really?
Come here, boy. Come throw this football.
No, like one day he would try to be super strict. One day he was like mad that I cleaned my room and I didn't wrap the vacuum up and put it in the closet. I just tucked it in my corner. Cause like if you want the vacuum, just come out of my room. Like I don't know. Like shit, I don't know. He was just overly strict for no fucking reason. But I love Rick now. We have a very good relationship.
Shout
Out to Rick. He watches. But like,
oh, hey, Rick.
I don't need no daddy. Like I never felt the need of like this overwhelming father figure in my life.
Some people don't. Some people do.
It's weird.
Everybody's
I find
different.
it weird. Like you just hate your mama that much, and I also feel like it's disrespectful to your mama. Like to be like, thank you for sacrificing everything for me, but I want to find a guy who nutted in you and like dipped, or whatever is the reason. You know
People
what I'm saying?
are weird. I think that's
Sorry, I
a
didn't
whole-
mean
I feel
to
like
go
the
deep.
sperm donor
No.
thing is more of a choice. I don't think you can blame anyone in that situation.
But even the sperm donor,
that's a whole nother conversation. though.
like why do you want to find the nigga who ejaculated a cup
you
for a
can't
$15
find him.
pizza?
You can't find
No,
him.
that is weird.
And also, I'll do anything for pizza. So there's that.
Now check that.
I don't
We
like
just
you.
emulated literally the the silence.
I have allowed
the
people
look
to
over the
drive
other
me
way.
places.
Say that again.
I have allowed people
Oh.
to drive me places. And I didn't know said people. I just got in the car.
For pizza?
For food in general. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I like to eat.
for the sperm donations.
You're a
How
true
do you think
American.
I got the pizza?
Ooh.
America.
You know what? Let's take it back to the day where you could hitchhike and not worry about getting murdered. You know,
When was that?
It used to be-
1968.
When serial killers were
Serial
at a
killers
height?
ran rapid.
Yeah, no, this was the point. Get them.
Was that a transition?
Into
It could be to.
male
I
to
thought you were
female?
transitioning into something.
I'm like, our next topic is about witches and covens
I'm sitting
and
there
coming.
thinking like,
No, witches and covens.
oh, so it was a transition.
Bitch.
It was.
Which?
Right. Witches.
Yeah. So we go from one to the other, and now we're talking about Agatha all along. The trailer just dropped, and back in the day, they used to tell if you were a witch by throwing you in the river. And if you drowned, you were innocent. And if you floated, you were a witch, and they would burn you to death, or stone you to death, or hang you, or do whatever they did to witches. There was also the urine test where they would have, I think, your victim or somebody urinate in a pie, and then the dog would eat it, or the cat would eat it, and if they died, you were a witch.
That's so. God, white people were dumb.
Is there something in
Yeah.
piss that will
Work.
kill animals?
I don't know. But again, not. They also would throw you in the river, so I don't think anything was foolproof.
You're
back
right. There,
then.
yeah.
I
They were
don't
like,
think
if you drowned, you were innocent. You're dead though.
drowned.
If you didn't drown, you've now floated. You're a witch, and we're gonna beat you to death.
You're gonna die either way.
Yeah, that was again foolproof.
Somebody
plan.
said you were a witch.
I think they were just trying to get rid of women back then.
It was
They're
all.
like, I'm
yeah.
sick of this shit.
Because they probably all gay for each other anyway. Fucking
100%.
Throw them in the river.
homie Pope.
But
Whatever.
anyway,
in the backseat of the car.
enough about how we got rid of the
Cherokee.
competition back in the day, and
I don't
more
know what
about
they- well,
witches.
I don't know. I don't. You know,
The Pope?
Goody Pope.
Competition.
What
What was the name of the Crucible?
to men?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. All right.
But anyway, enough about the Crucible, enough about the Pope, enough about Francis, more
Andre
about
3000.
Agatha. She's owning, she's winning, and she's out here owning a show that nobody had faith in at all. And everyone was like, why the fuck are you making this? Because it doesn't make sense. She's the nanny of the Fantastic Four's children. She's pointless as shit. She's old as fuck. And the only thing that anyone cares about when it comes to her is the portrayal by Catherine Hahn.
I disagree with that.
I don't.
What's her last? Her last name is Han.
Patricia.
H-A-U-N.
Yeah.
I agree with every single thing he just said until I saw the
Agatha,
trailer.
yeah.
Oh no, because like she's a crazy witch, but like, and yes, she's like the nanny, but like
nobody
she's
has her as a favorite character.
But I'm not gonna say she's a favorite character, but like she serves a purpose in the Marvel Cinematic. Sorry. See what happens when you just
She don't serve a
overflowed us?
purpose anywhere.
She serves a purpose in comics. She's a trainer of. Well, up until they started doing the Strange Academy, she was a trainer of witches.
All
Nobody
lives
care
matter.
about her. She helped.
That's what she's doing
She
in
helped
this one,
Wanda down the road.
I think she's trying to get her powers back. That's what I
That
think.
was it. She was a ghost helping her down the road to meet her mom. She did some other. She was a babysitter. I guess babysitters are important. I've watched movies.
such a
When a Stranger Calls, the original one.
Calls.
The original one.
The scary movie.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So they took a trailer, they put it out, and they made us actually, well, they made me, I'm not going to speak for the world, God forbid. But they made me excited for a show that I questioned the purpose for in the first place.
It looks really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say when we watched it. It looks really good. It doesn't look like anything like Marvel would have put out, and I almost feel like Marvel being attached to it will hurt it more than
Boom.
like it can be that looked good enough to be a separate kind of thing on its own.
It is
Like,
part of their television division.
yeah, but like
Felt weird to say.
like it just being a Marvel show
Yeah.
in general, like you could market that to like fucking 17 to 23-year-old
Yeah.
girls.
They are
and they would just watch it.
Yeah, they are doing
Like-
that as a PG-13 show, but Marvel has, and I will say they have proven that they can do dark shit fairly well. A movie we all know that I don't like much, but Doctor Strange 2, I thought was very well as a horror movie. And then Werewolf by Night,
Very good.
the short film that they had released as
Oh,
a
wait, no, I
special.
watched it.
My biopic.
It was amazing. I watched it. It was
It's
amazing.
a very good.
Yeah, I liked it a
very
lot.
good.
Like, a
And
lot.
They had it in black and white so they could have the killing.
Racist.
Because it's the blood, where they're like, oh no, it's got to be rated R, TVMA, but it's in black and white, so you can't tell. So they're able to, but I still think they had a TVMA rating for that one. I
did
can't
have
remember.
TVMA.
Yeah, and there's a color version of it now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colored?
Yeah. my favorite.
Jessica Jones.
Huh?
Jessica Jones, even though it's Netflix.
Daggers, bro.
Yeah.
Right in my
But
eye.
I mean,
But-
from Marvel themselves, and the way that they do it now, they have 4 different divisions.
Yeah.
So they have the movies, then they have the television, then they have Spotlight, and then there's one other or an animation. So they all don't have to do with the actual main storyline sometimes if they don't want them to. They're just loosely based on the MCU, like the cinematic universe. So like Wonder Man is going to be, I think, television
Yes.
or one of the two, where you can
awful
pick
name.
and choose for that person to be in projects if you want. So their storyline is not going to intertwine where it's going to fuck up and be like, well, when did this take place? Doesn't fucking matter, because you can just pick it up and be like, oh, well, let's throw you in here. So I think that's very smart on their hand, because they have been very confusing lately with what takes place, and with the delays happening and then other things kind of not falling in and shit like that. I think they kind of fucked it all up too. But I don't know. I think they do horror very well in a way. I mean, even WandaVision was in a sense kind of horror.
The first few episodes, for
First
sure.
few episodes, like when they had that beekeeper outside and like he looked, and that was creepy. Like there was a sense of creepiness and horror to it.
The mystery aspect of
I
it.
think they're gonna nail it. And then Catherine is so fucking good.
It's the people in it that's like selling it for me. Catherine,
Audrey,
Aubrey, Aubrey or Audrey,
Aubrey.
Aubrey Plaza.
Matt definitely. knows.
yeah.
Mommy, please.
Mm-hmm.
Patty LuPone. I
LuPone.
don't see Broadway superstar icon Patty LuPone joining a Marvel project unless it's fucking good.
Yeah.
Because she don't have time for this shit. She could be on Broadway. I don't see her joining a Marvel movie unless it's like
All right.
worth it.
Would probably wanted to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And because like she did Steven Universe. Remember, she was yellow.
Really?
Yeah, she was yellow.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yellow.
I was gonna say I don't.
She only
don't know
joins
who this is.
projects that are like
wow.
She probably seen that script and was like, all right.
worth it.
Because I feel like this is also one of the only projects that hasn't had any reshoots.
Yeah, they did straight through.
It's just
They've been
one and done.
teasing here and there over the last
You
year.
mentioned
yeah,
that?
that's so true.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I'm gonna wait for my
Yeah.
point to.
Well, they
So-
say they've been done. I think I
Yeah.
read something said it's been done for like a year.
Yeah, it's been done for a while because set
And-
photos released a while ago.
And they were trying to, I forgot what I read, but there was a reason why they wanted to wait on it. Oh, the restructuring.
Yeah.
The restructure of everything.
Oh,
I'm excited for it.
I'm
It's
very
good.
excited
Good.
for it. As I said,
Yeah,
I like
actually
witches
looks
and
good.
shit. That's like on my, I love witches. So like that will be, this gonna be my favorite
who
thing.
is making this, directing this, or like?
I honestly couldn't begin to tell
okay.
you. Again, because I was never really, I didn't care. Because also, like, and part of its marketing, it kept getting renamed. So I just thought that it was like
it's gonna be thrown away.
getting fucked up. Like, oh, they switched the script again, and they switched the script again, and it was just literally Agatha fucking with it. So they played more into the character herself.
Oh god.
Jacqueline Schaefer, who is she was part of WandaVision and she co-wrote the initial Black Widow story. She's the showrunner.
Okay.
So but you know that Black Widow movie went through a bunch of reshoots, so
Did not land well.
I wouldn't say
Just like her,
I liked it.
Nah.
Yeah, I like
the Black Widow movie.
yeah. I did too.
I think
It felt like a
would've-
sequel to a movie we
I
didn't get.
just but I think it would have meant
The
more.
timing of it was wrong.
It would have meant more if it came out before she died.
Yeah, why the
Yeah.
fuck would you
Yeah,
put that,
that was.
out?
I know.
Also,
yeah.
Wouldn't that make more sense just in general? Like, you want people to care about this character's death.
Yeah.
Why would you tell their story after they died?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even
I
fucking
think it
make
was
sense.
a bit of a passing the torch,
Also,
but just done badly.
even hardcore MCU fans who have read the comics were very upset with the take on Taskmaster.
yeah.
Very
that was
upset with that brain dead ass character. Nobody would, and again, I just want to put that out there because I know people will say, you just hate her because she's a female. Don't give a fuck. She was a brain dead
No.
fucking chip in the brain
Useless.
motherfucker.
It wasn't task.
If you would have just, I don't give a fuck about the gender swap. Just make it Taskmaster.
Yeah.
It's not hard to make it Taskmaster. You're just a prick
You
who
just
has
made a
fucking photogenic memory.
You just made a clone.
You just took a handy-capable person and AI'd them.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Sometimes that shit doesn't make sense. Is like in that context because people already have an association to these characters, and then you change the character
Deviate
and
so
try to
far.
sell it to them.
Yeah.
Like, I know what this nigga's supposed to be. Not me personally, but for example, like, I know who this person is supposed to be, and then you change it and then be like, yeah, this is who you're coming to see. No, it's not.
No, it's
Like,
not.
Yeah.
And then Taskmaster is such a big deviation. Like, it was such a big deviation from
Yeah.
the
That was
comics.
so weird.
Like, they could have just gave you a regular Taskmaster and made it a girl for the whole women ensemble movie. I would have been on fine for that. No, y'all went
Again, don't care
y'all
about
went
that.
completely left.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you can deviate from a character from the comic books, but make it better. Like, for example,
it.
like
I think they tried by making him like
well, I was gonna go
her
with James Gunn.
making her someone that homegirl Black Widow had
Yeah.
thought she killed, making her the daughter of the whole Widow project. They tried to add something
Yeah,
to it,
and
but
it
just
fell.
flopped
Yeah,
so
flopped.
hard.
I think James
But I
Gunn
do
is the
enjoy
best
it.
at doing that because he took the Guardians of the Galaxy, a bunch of people nobody really knew about, and he did change some of them, like Drax the Destroyer. Drax the Destroyer in the comic books is literally meant to destroy Thanos. He's strong as fuck, OP. Also not a fucking idiot. He doesn't talk like a fucking idiot.
No.
And in the movies, they make him an absolute idiot. But if you watch all three movies, and then you see the character development of Drax, where he's just like this guy who wants revenge for his dead family, and he just jokes
Some
just go
heart.
right over his head. And again, there's a pun about that in the first movie. And then you're at the end where he's come full circle and he's able to find happiness again. He's found it with a new family. And it's like that deviation mattered because you built this character and he started off kind of stupid. Like, I didn't like Drax in the first one. But by the end of the trilogy,
about the journey.
Drax is one of the best characters in that whole fucking thing. They're all the characters are good in my opinion, and I feel like you just have to know how to do that.
I think in that context, it makes more sense to do that with someone who's going to be a main character than it does to do that with someone who's going to be a fucking villain. Because like,
That's
what's the-
throwaway.
They weren't even the
like-
main villain. They were C.
yeah, like why would
They
you
weren't
do
even
that
the
with a
central antagonist.
villain? Like at least as a main character, I've said like that before. I understand that for these movies, they have to adapt them to a broader audience. So in that context, that makes sense.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna but you don't have to do that for the villains because they are throwaways in the context of the
Essentially,
movie.
yeah.
Like you can say true with that. Like,
Yeah.
you don't got to change the whole fucking bitch,
No.
bro.
I would say Marvels did it well
They've
by giving her. They gave us a throwaway villain because it was really the.
well, she's
central-
coming back.
No, she's not.
Taskmaster?
No,
She's
I'm
part
talking
of
about. I said the Marvels.
Oh, I thought
The
you said-
Marvels did.
Oh, I
well.
didn't watch that movie. I thought you said
Oh.
Marvel's
No.
done better.
No, the Marvels
Oh, okay,
did
bet.
throwaway villain better because, like, yeah, she serves no purpose, but just to bring the three girls together and they beat her ass.
Yeah.
Best fight scene, and then that
Yep.
Yeah. I was about to say, because Taskmaster's in Thunderbolts, so we'll see how this
same
fucking
chick
goes.
or
Same
new
one?
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking God.
But she's free from being
daddy's
mind
control.
controlled, but she still got that chip in her head, so.
We'll see.
So I would
And
hope
still with
that
Black Widow.
that with Agatha,
Yeah.
that they're
Oh,
not
yeah,
going
the
about
Agatha.
with not going the Black Widow route where they just don't completely deviate and just kind of just put something together. Like you guys were saying, there's not big reshoots, there's not big news about it, about having to do reworks and stuff like that. And what you were saying before about like nobody cared, nobody gave a shit. I'm somebody that I'm not a comic reader, but from what they given for me and from what I know, it was the same boat. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, there's no point of this.
Who the fuck is this?
Whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not. Now, I'm not. When I say that, I don't mean, ugh, fuck this. Why are you making this? Get this out of here. It's just I'm not like, oh, let's go. I'm just like, all right. But now that I saw that trailer, I'm in. I'm all in. The score just in that trailer was great. The way they used the music, the effects looked amazing. It gave me WandaVision vibes off the beginning, like that first 20 seconds.
Because they are playing off of another television. I think they said Mary Easttown,
Okay.
some shit like that.
But
Where someone's a detective, the lady's a detective. She's dressed fairly similar to the detective lady. Yeah.
okay.
So they're kind of playing off that.
She probably
Okay.
still in the hex.
Yeah.
I think that it'll
she's still
probably be I expect it to be good because there's no expectations for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like like for example, Shang-Chi was probably my favorite Marvel movie,
So good.
and that had
I'm glad
no
you said that.
expectations.
I'm glad you said that.
like whatsoever.
So it, and
Same.
also
oh my god,
You're so hot, also, sir.
And it was
Please
Simu Lee, I
find
heard he's
me.
a dick.
I've heard that too.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah,
I
But
wanna
hear-
it
see
I
you.
hear
also,
mixed
but
things.
Let me
the
see
trailer
your
for that
dick.
didn't do them any just. Like their trailers were all right for
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it was just a martial arts trailer. There was
Yeah,
nothing
they were
significant
all right
about it.
But the movie was fantastic. Or vice
amazing.
versa, Thor: Love and Thunder. The trailer
We're
was
so
like,
hyped.
God, this trailer is so
It was
good.
so ass.
And then the movie was fucking
100%.
3 out of 10 IGN. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I hope we don't get for Agatha too.
And
Yeah.
so, but with my hopes that is you guys mentioned that the not reshoots is what gives me the hope, because WandaVision, I haven't been excited for anything like hugely with Marvel other than Guardians.
Deadpool, Wolverine.
Oh, of course, Deadpool, Wolverine.
I'm
I
really
love Doctor
honestly,
Strange.
I'm not that
but-
excited for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hmm.
I'm
We'll
not
get-
that
we'll get
excited.
to- we'll
I
get
don't know
to
why.
that. We'll get to that
I
because
don't
I
know
got
why.
a lot to say.
I'm
about that.
excited to see it, but I'm not like raging hard on to see it.
I have points on that. But with the Agatha one, so WandaVision, the way so to this day, it's actually popular opinion. I
Not
know you
that
guys
gross
probably
you
feel the
out.
same because we said it before on a couple other episodes where out of all the shows that Marvel's done up to this point, WandaVision is up there
Holds
for
up the
like the
most.
most excitement, the most investment. It was really fucking got you in there. And as we all know, for me personally, at the end it just died off, and it wasn't really a memorable ending, and that was because of the reshoots, the COVID. There's reasons why it was fucked up. It wasn't because they were incompetent or they couldn't handle it. They
Yeah.
just, it was reasons like that. So with
That was the
Agatha,
first.
I hope that we are going to get what they envisioned
Yeah.
from start
Ooh,
to
yeah.
finish. And then the other thing is, I can almost guarantee this is the setup for the Scarlet Witch movie, which I heard was announced.
No.
Oh,
Still
okay.
speculation.
Okay, so
The
that's
Scarlet Witch
speculation,
movie, but
gotcha.
also it is definitely a setup for the Young Avengers because the little boy, the little baby boy,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Wiccan. That's one of Wanda's
Yeah.
gay sons, and they've already started. They've hinted that they're assembling a team. Oh, you didn't see Marvels?
Yeah, but I know
Marvels.
about I always watch the
Post-credit.
end credit scenes
Yeah.
online.
I've seen
So yeah,
Yeah.
the little gay boy in there is Billy Kaplan, who is Wiccan, who is Wanda's son, through some devil shenanigans. But yeah, so
what
Mephisto.
What I will
They were
say
right about Salem.
I'm not, the way that
Ironically,
they
yeah.
presented the trailer, like off the beginning with saying Wanda Maximoff and then her saying, I gotta get that bitch to get my powers. That was alone for me to kind of be like, oh, they are setting up for her to return.
yeah,
But I could also see it being a subversion type thing where they want you to think she's gonna come back.
Because
And
there
it's,
might be other ways. I mean, the Witch's Road is a way for you. I mean, from what I remember and recall, is like Wanda went down that road for certain reasons like that, and she was guided by Agatha, and she ended up running into her mother as well. I don't know who the villain is. I honestly don't think the Scarlet Witch. I don't think Elizabeth Olsen is going to be appearing in the show.
I don't think so.
I don't think that.
He don't cut the
I also don't think it's going to be Mephisto either.
I think whoever Aubrey Plaza's character is or is supposed to be is.
I bet.
Yeah,
I could
they
see
all
that.
And
say
if you
she might be
saw
the villain.
fucking Legion, you should know
Yeah,
this bitch came to play.
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me personally, I just hope that they, for some odd reason, have Chthon in there. I don't.
Do you
think
think they're gonna go ahead? I'm
Didn't-
sorry.
No, you're totally okay. Wasn't it confirmed like either in Doctor Strange 2 or in some Marvel project, whether it's Moon Knight either, where it was like they saw a picture, like it was like some hieroglyphs or whatnot, and it was Chthon or
It might have been in Doctor Strange
something.
too.
It was like full on like.
Because I
there's
think
no
he's
doubt
the
that
one
it
who
was that.
created the dark hole.
he wrote
or
the Dark
will.
Hold. He made the Dark Hold. It's made out of his skin, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And like he basically like created the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
can see that
So
being that.
everybody thought he was going to be the villain in Doctor Strange 2.
Boner killer.
Wasn't even in it. So, I mean, she could get her. I don't know how she get him back from Chthon, but I don't know. I just want Chthon, man. Give me my
Honestly,
man.
I don't care
We
who
missed
the
him.
villain is. I'm just really excited for this show.
I just want.
Honestly, there
something
doesn't
good.
even have to be a villain. Like,
yeah,
I
just
just
like
want
a
it to be
journey.
good.
just like Encanto. Encanto. I just watched it recently. But they
Like the
make you
Pokemon
throughout the whole movie believe that Bruno's the villain, and Bruno's not a villain. Nobody's
Not the villain. No one's the villain.
No one's the villain.
The villain is family.
The villain
Oh,
is
the villain
staying
is the
in your
fucking
old
grandma.
ways.
Yeah,
But she's not the villain. She just was stuck.
She's
in
the
her old ways.
antagonist.
Una puta
Now, hold on, because she was
Una puta
scared that
A mí
the
no me
family were
gusta
going
la
to lose their
puta.
magic. That's all.
Casita.
She was just scared that the family was going to lose their magic. She wasn't really evil or anything like that. There was technically no villain.
I would say she's
She
the
just had-
antagonist, but not the villain.
She just had to learn that sometimes you gotta advance in life.
Let it go,
bro.
Elsa.
Hey.
And also let go of that magic, bitch. You got a family now.
She didn't have magic.
the grandma?
Yeah.
I just remember she helped them get them doors. She was
Yeah.
the door lady.
Because whatever wish she put
But-
upon her husband, or the husband made the wish, blah, blah, blah. She didn't have magic, and neither does Mirabelle.
But if there's not a villain, I'm still cool
I'm fine
with that.
with it. I'm fine with
I mean,
the
there
journey of
are
the story.
clearly villains because they have the fucking, I forget what they're called, but the bitches that Agatha killed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget what they're actually called. Yeah,
a
but
coven.
they have a name. I forget what it is.
Coven.
It's a coven.
Yeah,
Council
of Witches. We're gonna say
Which just
fine. Bitches. But they all represented by an animal. One of them was an owl. One of them was a snake. One of them was a fucking fox.
familiar.
So would you guys
what the
say?
fuck? Hiya.
So
Would you guys say that the expectations for Agatha weren't very high because of something that has to do with superhero fatigue?
no, I would just say it's not very.
That was a
high.
transition.
Yes, you transitioned solid. I'm still
Because I
gonna
know
answer
it
your
doesn't.
question.
Yeah, I know.
You
it
did a
doesn't.
very good job with that.
I'm still gonna
Matt's a
answer your
good
question.
trans doctor.
Yes, he is. I'm gonna answer your question,
You're doing
and
you're
I'm gonna
doing
go with
surgery.
no. I'm gonna just go with just because the character wasn't like super important. She was the villain in WandaVision. Yeah,
She was the
But,
standout
like-
in
I was about to say,
WandaVision.
if
Yeah.
anything, though, yeah, in WandaVision, she was the one that.
I don't know if
It's
it
like-
warranted her to get a whole show though. So I think that's why everybody was
Yeah.
taken back by it.
Yeah, it was
but I
like,
also
where does
don't-
this go?
I also
Where-
don't think
after
there's
that?
superhero fatigue either. I don't think that's a thing
Sure.
at all.
What did you just say?
Fatiger. He
Fatiger.
said this on the phone call.
Tigre.
It's fatigue.
Actually, maybe that is why they did the show, like
Because
to
the
give you
superhero
a
fatigue?
break
From the
from
spectacle.
actual heroes and like that shit. Like it's a different world. There is like witches and shit. That is a different realm than like superpowers and
Different,
fucking-
like superheroes.
Yeah, but
Some
niggas
niggas are
is-
born with powers. Some
niggas
people
in
get
spandex.
injected with powers.
Yeah.
Some people are Russian with powers. Some people are American.
yeah, the Russian with powers. There's
Russian
There's a whole movie
powers.
about it.
Sometimes there's little weird robot guys that get Russian people pregnant. Like, you know, just
What movie are you talking about?
Vision.
Oh,
Oh,
Dumbass.
damn.
well,
We did.
Sometimes there's Ultron.
I forgot all about
she's
this.
not. Is she Russian?
She's her last name
Sc-
is fucking Maximov.
Scandinavian.
Oh, she's Jewish in the comics.
Jewish can
Jewish
be
people
Russian.
can be Russian.
Oh fuck, I keep forgetting.
Cicavia.
My bad. We talked about this yesterday. I just automatically think of Israel,
Cicavia.
but also
Sarcavia. The Cavia chords.
it's yeah,
Sokovia.
she's from
Ah,
Sokovia.
Sokovia.
She's from Sokovia. Yeah, I remember she's Magneto's daughter, but maybe not anymore. I always forget.
They
The comic books
He's
always flip flop.
Jewish.
He is Jewish.
He's
He was in a
Jewish.
concentration
super
camp.
Jewish.
He beat a Nazi to death with his bare
super Jew.
hands.
He's so.
and moving on.
Anyway, superhero fatiger. Superhero fatigue. I know people are gonna get mad at me for saying fatiger. Just let that man go. Let him cook off, Mike.
Anyways,
Yeah,
Yeah,
superhero
superhero
fatigue.
fa-
I don't think it's real. I honestly don't think it's real.
I think I think they misinterpret superhero fatigue from Marvel fatigue. I will say that.
I wouldn't even really say Marvel fatigue either. I
I'd
would
say
just
Marvel
say bad movie fatigue.
That's
I would
where
say
I
bad
am.
movie
Is
fatigue.
like, I just feel like it's not the fatigue of the consumer, but the fatigue of the producers, where the
Splitting
success
themselves two
of
things.
Marvel and MCU and Avengers and everything, everybody's like, all right, superheroes, whatever the fuck it is, we don't give a shit what it's about, just have some superheroes here. So now the people who were fans of these movies that were either objectively or subjectively like great, like the older MCU movies, now the quality's kind of lesser. Again, it is subjective. Like you might like some movies more than others, but I do think there's no doubt a lesser in quality in
Yeah.
terms of whether it's
Yeah.
worse CGI
They're more
or
so doing
cuts.
quantity over quality now.
Yeah, that's
But
all.
I don't
yeah,
think
that's also
that-
another thing.
Even still, I don't think it's like, I wouldn't say that it's superhero fatigue, and I wouldn't say it's bad movie fatigue either.
No, because they have good
because
movies.
they don't make bad movies. They just make the same movie. They have a formula. It's like a fucking musician that just
That's why I
keeps making
said
the same song
it's
over and over and
Marvel
over and over and over.
fatigue, not
Like,
necessarily superhero fatigue.
yeah, it's like
Marvel fatigue.
It's like, so that's like
yes,
when
it
they
is, 'cause
when they
we-
approach something in a different way. Like
we are
like
excited.
like DS2 was different from any other Marvel
Or
movie.
what's it called? Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, but both
Moon
those
Knight.
movies, both those like projects weren't great though.
But it was something for them. Okay, Werewolf by Night.
That one was good, but they can
like,
change it up and still fail.
If you're gonna talk about it, but like that's Avengers. The Avengers series was the peak of what a Marvel movie can be, and they can't let themselves.
They're not going to replicate
die
that.
there.
Yeah,
like they can't.
and I think they should have.
They cannot. There's nothing that I don't think there's anything they can do that's going to be bigger than what they did there.
Mhm.
All they can do
Mhm.
is change. They have to adapt.
They have
like they have to like go in a different world. So like
Yeah.
I don't think superhero fatigue is a thing because there's so much variation.
And we've been getting
different
superhero
of
films
superheroes.
for decades now. It didn't start with the Marvel Cinematic
course,
Universe.
yeah.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
but
We've
like,
been getting Batman films off and on since the fucking 80s.
There's so
but
many
even still,
shows.
X-Men since
Even
2000.
with- even with
TV
those
shows. Power Rangers went on
movies-
for 30 years. 3 movies. You know what I'm saying? We don't have superhero fatigue. We have production fatigue. We have corporation fatigue. We have
well, yeah, because even with that, like the movies were different. Like every movie was different. Like The Dark Knight was different than like the Robert Pattinson Batman or the
Batman
fucking,
87,
Batman
83,
87.
9,
Like
whatever.
they feel different, which is like, but those were like individual companies or
Blade.
directors getting this one-off chance to make this story.
So what-
versus like Marvel owns everything and they're trying to make everything, and they're like
everything.
pretty much through the same taking the same approach.
So I will say it's not necessarily like bad movie fatigue, but I think it is similar there. I think you said it better, like production fatigue,
Yeah.
where
they're doing the same thing.
honestly,
they're just chiming it out.
to me, I disagree with people are over the cookie cutter formula of Marvel. The formula, I don't give a shit how basic something is. I don't give a shit how predictable something is. As long as I know you're giving me your fullest effort, you actually care about what you're doing, you're everybody's getting time, the production's there. And like an example would be Eternal.
No.
Boring, forgettable movie, right?
Yeah.
Like what goes on. But I am not going to say Eternals is a bad movie.
I will.
Because I can't say that because holy shit, phenomenal CGI, phenomenal
Looks
look.
great.
The-
And I will always
Yeah,
say
it
that.
looks
I will
good.
always
No, of
say
course,
that about
right.
Eternals, that it looks great. Like, if you like looking at shit, that's the movie for you.
yeah.
That's the movie for you. If you're here for
That's a good one.
story and
That's a
character
good one.
development, you should probably go somewhere else.
I will give. Okay, let's talk about a cookie cutter movie, recent one. Shang-Chi. I say it's pretty cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Marvel.
It is, but
Yeah.
there was so
Demon
much.
Slayer.
There was enough variation in it to make it
Because
like
you know why?
stand
Shang-Chi
out.
is such a different superhero, and I think that's where it comes into play.
Yeah.
He's a different superhero than the rest we've been seeing.
Same with like
He's
Blue,
he's
Blue
a different superhero. He's a different superhero, and you had the opportunity
Nationality
to
as
like,
well.
and you had the opportunity to like be. You were exposed to him and saw it. That was a coming of age like movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like so can we agree that the Avengers series and what led up to it was the peak of Marvel?
So,
far.
So-
you're saying the Infinity Saga.
Infinity Saga.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the
far.
so
So far.
That is why I'm saying that like it's a what's the word, like it's the method, like it's a cookie cutter thing.
Yes.
Because even still like even if you can keep the same method or whatever, it took like over a decade to put that together.
Mhm.
And now like
We're back at square one.
That decade is what put them in the position that they're in now, and now you have to try and recreate that off with characters that were side characters in that it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna hit it out the park.
And
every
then you're
time.
like Thanos was like a big bad, like a big.
And so I disagree with the fact that I think the problem is they're trying to make everything swing like Endgame, and they need to. I think going back at square one wasn't a bad idea, but I think focusing on grander elements like the multiverse is the problem as well.
See, I disagree.
I think they should have been focusing more on I'm excited about Agatha because I think the magic realm and that's a separate world. That stuff you can introduce so many different things, and it can still be grand. It can still be world shattering at certain moments.
Yeah.
And it can still be at home at certain moments.
Yeah.
But no, because you have the license for everything, and I think we forget we're talking about story and what and the conglomerate. We also have to forget under Marvel is Disney, and Disney gonna chunk it out as much
over
as they
Marvel.
Over
Marvel.
they're over Marvel. Disney gonna want
But so
make us money
again, and that's why I'm gonna have to disagree with both of you, because I think the most the issue is they did all that in a decade, and now they're trying to do it in a couple of years.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But it's
that's the point I was making.
and a grander story,
a
bigger story.
But you can't. You don't have it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
But the thing is, but you guys are saying you're trying to do it with the side characters, and in my opinion, you can do it with the side characters because there's characters there to develop. But the problem is one, they're trying to do it too quickly, and then when it fails, they give up. They're like Pearl. When it fails, they give up. Okay, I'm a star. So prime example, and the diehard MCU cum guzzlers are going to be so mad about this.
Oh no!
But Eternals failed. Okay, they'll try to convince you it's a good movie.
Too much racial diversity.
No,
I love
I'll
it
take
so
that.
much.
I'll take all this. But
I love Eternals so much.
it's okay if you like bland things. Just tell us. If your favorite color is gray, let us know.
Whoa, hold on. What's that mean?
Shut the fuck up.
It's green.
You like white missionary sex?
like Cersei.
Yeah. If you like Missionary on Rocks, let us know.
I had sex in the backseat of my car. It's
And we can
uncomfortable.
tell that you like it by Eternals. Now listen here. Eternals was not good. I don't care. It was not good. The characters were forgettable. When they died, I said, okay. We got to the end. It was, again, it looked beautiful, and I love the speedster in there. What's her name? What's her name?
Was it the Latin girl?
There's too many characters. I don't know all the names.
I remember.
She's deaf and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But she that was the best way they've ever depicted speedsters in anything.
yeah.
And again, I will say to this day, the movie looks great. I will always say what's good about a movie, and I will say what's bad about a movie, in my opinion. Storyline fell flat as fuck. It should have been 2 movies where they tackled
that would have been a good TV
tackled
show.
the past, then tackled the
been a better
present.
TV
But
show.
anyway,
Bomb
I'm
TV show.
I'm diverting.
You're going in,
Yes. Eternals failed
Yeah.
as a movie. They know it. We know it.
It should have been $1 billion.
They have
movie.
Tiamat out of the ocean. They said we're going to ignore that for as long as humanly
my God,
possible.
yeah.
The only thing we'll ever bring up is a newspaper clipping, and then the cum guzzlers will hold on to that and be like, "What do you mean they never brought it up? It's right here." They brought it up in the side of an episode of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
They did not bring it up. They do not address it. They will finally be addressing it apparently in
Thunderbolts.
Eternals 2.
Thunderbolts. That movie's not getting made.
Well, they did greenlight. Internals 2 is greenlit. Judgment Day.
All they remember the Asian girl.
Because it made a lot
Gotta
of money.
see.
It didn't make. It
gotta
should have
see.
been, considering the cast. I agree with you. It failed.
Well,
I
no,
agree.
but so let me get to my
Considering the
point real
cast
quick.
and
Hold
stuff,
on.
yeah.
Let me get to my point real quick. Because that movie failed, and they acted like Tiamat wasn't a thing anymore. And I don't care what nobody says. They legit act like that wasn't a thing
Acted
anymore.
like what
They didn't
wasn't?
bring it up.
the have you seen Internals?
Yeah, the celestial
the
that's fucking
celestial that's sticking
frozen
out
in the
of-
ocean.
Yeah.
They
That-
ignored
they
it.
never bring it
Okay,
up.
We never
still on that.
we never talked about it again until She-Hulk, and it was like a clipping in the side.
Yeah. And it's like, and I don't need you to bring it up in every movie, but you're telling a story in a universe where everything is connected, and that's a pretty big fucking thing.
That's a pretty big
I
deal.
think we should bring it up.
Yeah.
So I think the problem that happened, and they're recovering from now, is one, they got too big for their britches when with the whole Endgame thing, right? And they're like, we're doing shows, we're doing movies at the same time. the quality doesn't matter. The quantity is what matters. We're trying to build a story as quickly as possible. That way we can restart the universe and use our main characters again with
When
our
we need
reset or with our soft reset button.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where part of the problem went. You're trying to recreate something you've already created in less of a time with lesser quality. And if it doesn't hit, you just chuck it aside. And the stories before connected very well. There's literally a watch order. We all know the order to watch it in.
Now
we're like, where the fuck does this take place?
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that No Way Home takes place before DS2 or after DS2? And they're like, there's clues. And like, what were the clues? What were the clues? Because they don't know. We go on their website and they don't know. And it's like they had a very clean-cut timeline. Everything made sense. That all tied together perfectly. And that's why Endgame was so good.
It was satisfying.
Like there were plot holes in Endgame and shit like that, but it was
satisfying.
A beautiful ending, right? Now we're all over the place. We don't know what takes place. What the people are like, Agatha all along looks great, but nobody knows when it takes place, and like nobody knows when Doctor Strange 2 took place. Nobody knows when Hawkeye took place. There was a giant arrow that was on a fucking bridge. Nobody brought that up. When does this take place? Hawkeye was really good. You should watch it.
I watched it twice, and
when he shot that, they were on the fucking bridge, and he shot the arrow in the sky, and then she shot it with the pin particle arrow. And it enlarged the arrow, and then it hit the truck. It was fine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was fucking sweet. But it's like, we need to, like, stick to your original thing. The thing is, my thing is, stick to your original formula. Because you did really well the first time. Make sure everyone knows what's going on in their movies. If you got a directors already, make sure if they change something that might be pivotal to the story, the other directors know. They did all of this in the first fucking movies. If something happened, they were like, "Oh, this
James Gunn.
Okay,
but Black Panther dude. Oh, let's
make it easier, like not easier, but make it actually make sense.
Cohesive.
Teamwork.
You're
trying to churn out too much stuff,
and then
it's getting
the
poor
multiverse.
test reviews. So now you have to do reshoots. So now other things are getting pushed back.
It's like,
and then you can't even get a good script written. You can't get a director. Blade's fucking 4 years later.
Yeah.
So I mean. It's just,
it was like when
take your licks, bro.
We brought it up on one of the episodes when we had the other podcast. Who were they again?
Reality
Screams.
Reality Screams. Yes.
Yeah.
Where with the directors, and I brought it up where. Like I was saying, do you think the directors are the people that are taking on these projects, if they're unaware of the source material, is that the problem? We talked about it, and no, it's not. As long as you're given what you're supposed to be given, then it should be good. Now, in this context, I think you're making a great point where they're not following a formula because so an example would be the Eternals, because we know the director for that was
Chloe.
Yeah, and she made
Chloe Zhao.
Yeah.
What did she make again?
She did Nomads.
Nomad.
Okay,
and something else.
It was something. It was another big
she
huge
made
movie.
Oscar. I think she won an Oscar.
That's
for Nomads.
why it was like a big deal for the Eternals. And so I don't know the story, and I don't know the specifics, but I'm assuming she probably was not into Marvel movies. Maybe not known what was going on, and they were probably just like gave her the world, the characters, and said, "Can you make us a movie?" And in her mind was like, "All right, I'm just making a movie about this. Nothing about any of this. I just got to make the movie what they gave me."
Yeah.
Do you think that could?
They might have given her notes like,
that?
"Hey, make sure that this is hit. This note is hit." Like, because Tiamat clearly is playing an important
That was
part
the end game,
in
essentially. That
Thunderbolts.
was really the only end game.
Yeah, like so, like there were probably certain notes that she needed to hit, but it's just I don't know, and I just think they just wanted to put out too much at once.
I think
because if they did a two-parter
They-
for Eternals, which again I think if they would have did a two-parter for that movie, it would have made more sense. Like if we had an origin story for the Eternals, because we didn't have an origin story for the Eternals,
and have them fight the deviant, and then and then the second part. I agree with
the
you.
second part would have been the other movie.
I don't disagree with you.
Give us
that
characters
Eternals
we
was-
care about when they die.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I didn't give two shits about any of them dying.
Yeah.
But I think that even with that, it's like, just in general, there weren't that many people to care about. Like, there's as many there were as many Eternals as there were like Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then-
100%.
And then you put all the Eternals in one movie, but every Avenger gets their own movie, or like the most of them get
Exactly.
their.
Well, think
like-
about it. No,
like,
it
so
could have
it's
been
like-
no, because like Guardians, there's a lot of what 4 or 5
5 of them. But we had an origin story.
yeah.
And then we had a build up, and then like when things happened in it, like
Big
when we
things
thought we were
happened.
losing Rocket, we cared,
Yeah.
man. And when no matter how many people say they hate Chris Pratt, when you seen that man cry, you felt that pain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I will say like comparing like you said Chris Pratt cry, and I thought about Chris Pratt crying. I was like, yeah, that was good, and I forgot my point.
I'm sorry.
No, because that was
Just
a good
think about
performance.
crying, bro.
Damn.
Oh, he forgot his point.
think
Oh
about
no. Now I remember. Now I
Okay,
remember.
thank
Okay. So MCU kind of inadvertently shot themselves in the foot by starting off the universe and all the movies as if it was just going to be that. And so what I kind of mean is like, we watch Iron Man, you're just thinking it's just going to be an Iron Man movie. Like,
Well, they thought that too.
oh, okay.
Yeah, when they
And
first
they
made the
didn't-
Iron
You
Man
could
movie.
tell.
Yeah.
You could tell.
And
They
he
didn't-
wasn't,
because
he
Hulk was
wasn't
the first
supposed
one
to
that
say,
came out.
I am Iron Man at the end. He improvised that, and it got a good reaction, so they just ran with it.
Robert Downey Jr.,
He
you're
literally
the GOAT.
said the
Yeah.
franchise wasn't literally being built until Iron Man 2.
Okay. Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
So,
they
all right.
didn't.
So
Yeah.
I will say that's kind of where a big problem is going on right now, is because you had your universe that you built organically. Now in today's age, when it comes to anything superhero, everybody's like, we don't want an origin story. We know how they start. We just want them to get into it.
Yeah.
Again, it all depends. I would say situational. Like if you're to tell me, hey, let's get another new Spider-Man origin story, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. But I mean, not for MCU.
It depends on.
Not for
I'm saying
MCU.
it depends on which Spider character.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going with.
Just like if
it's
there was a
Miles
new
Morales,
one.
then yes.
Just any new like they're like, let's make a new Spider-Man movie. Like I love Spider-Man so much, so if we got an origin, fucking give me it. If you don't want to,
But
if you don't
okay,
want to
seeing
get to,
Uncle Ben die for the 3rd time.
I will.
Shoot that, Rice.
Yeah, that's my favorite part
Yeah.
about Spider-Man. Anyways,
Yeah. You-
so with the MCU having to do this, now they finished their magnus opus, and they're like, now we got to start again, and we're getting into that. But we have to build up, so we have to give origins, and we're kind of burnt out because that's where their cookie cutter way does falter them. Their cookie cutter way of having these origins is just too like forced. It just feels like, they just needed to add that, add there. Now, to comparison to why I think the MCU is just they start off like not starting off with already an established superhero world is look at James Gunn's DC. I mean, Superman. We already seen there's Hawkgirl in it. There's Green Lantern. Like
It's already well
they're
established.
just in there. So it's like
Yeah.
now they can, from the first Superman movie that James Gunn makes, he can make any movie and it's going to feel like a comic book because we know we're going to have other characters. Like it's not just
Yeah.
a Superman movie with only Superman characters and Wonder Woman with only Wonder Woman characters.
Yeah, I think I agree with you too because it does give it more of that comic book feel because these characters do interact with each other. So like,
Well, that's like the most fun part. I'd
It-
say
I
just
agree
in
with you
MCU, like when we
100%.
saw Doctor Strange and Thor Ragnarok, when we
Yeah.
saw Iron Man. People are complaining about it. Fuck all you people.
That was fun.
Iron
I
Man and
love that
Homecoming was great. I fucking
Iron
love
Man
it.
I think Iron Man being like the mentor to Spider-Man was a great thing.
I loved it.
I
too.
loved it
I
because
genuinely loved it.
the improvising from Robert Downey Jr., the improvising from Tom Holland,
and the
it created
chemistry,
a great
holy
chemistry
shit, yeah.
between the two.
Yeah,
So I
no,
agree
I
with
fucking
you.
love that.
But I mean, they did some good origin stories for Phase 4.
No, and
Because
it's not that.
Shang-Chi, which we all say is probably one of the best
It's
ones
probably
coming
the
out.
best.
So it's not
one of the
that
best to come out
their
of there.
origins
Asian fighter
are
movie.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not that their origins are bad,
Yeah,
but
no.
it is like there are ways of doing this, but mostly it feels like if they want to introduce any other character, they have to do an origin to explain why they've never
So
been
I will
brought
say
up.
so I think this is why Marvel needs an origin story as opposed to DC. Aside from Spider-Man,
Mhm.
X-Men, maybe even Fantastic Four and Blade.
You mean you don't need those
We
origins?
don't need because they have been, especially
okay.
for Zoomers, millennials, and possibly even Gen Z, they've been so indoctrinated in our brains from the 90s and early 2000s.
Mhm.
We have never needed an origin story for those characters because we got them in. They were the most selling comics. They had TV shows. They had movies. Iron Man, Thor, the big three, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America they were not selling comic books. They were actually the worst of it. The reason why they made the movies and just threw them away initially was because they weren't making any money. Marvel was on the risk of bankruptcy. So the origin stories were needed, and for those characters in particular, because no one knew who they fucking were. You know, they weren't high selling characters, so they needed origin stories. And I would say they still need origin stories to a bit, except for Spider-Man. Probably not X-Men.
He'll never need one.
Because the characters that they're because like the characters that they started with were B-list characters in the first place. Let's call a spade. Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America were B-list at the moment. And honestly, still to this day, kind of B-list. Movies,
Not Thor.
Not Thor.
Ooh.
And that we can honestly.
Captain America, his comics been pretty solid
Are they selling?
lately.
Are they selling?
Are they selling?
Are they selling?
I don't know.
And it's
I buy Thor's. I buy Thor's. Iron Man, I don't even know.
They're not.
I don't even know.
So I can say that Marvel needs more origin stories because their heavy hitters are household names already. Everybody knows who fucking Wolverine is. Everybody knows who Blade is. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is. They're heavy hitters. We're fine with those, but everybody else needs an origin story. I didn't know who the fuck the Eternals were, and I'm a comic book reader. I'm a Marvel comic book reader. I was like, who the fuck are they?
I knew who the Eternals
Who
were.
they be? Who they be?
If they're gonna expand, then they need.
I was like,
if they're
Captain
gonna
Marvel? You mean Miss Marvel?
if they're gonna if they're gonna expand, then they need origin stories.
We're at
But
I think they all
But-
need origins. Well, not all.
but
Not all.
In a second.
I think that
X-Men won't need.
I'm not gonna lie though, like for consumers or like for the viewers in general, you gotta. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Once you set the tone and you get people to a certain high, people are going to be chasing that high from any point after.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't
still
matter.
ch-
Like,
still chasing
like,
that Beyblade rip.
like when you got up, when you like the high that people had from like Avengers Endgame and like that kind of shit.
Mhm.
That like people are going to be chasing that through Marvel. That adds a lot of pressure to it.
Yeah.
Because like they built up to it. They had like misses and they had some flops or whatever. Like not flops, but like shitty, like whatever. But
Just bad movies.
everything,
Exactly.
everything was moving towards this point. You showed people what you can do, and now you got to try and do it again. Like no matter what, that's gonna add some levels of criticism and some levels of pressure and shit to the mix.
So how would you guys think the best way should they have gone post Endgame? What would have been the best way to
So
would
I
say-
like
to
the
not
shows.
to like chase should they chase the high? Should they have trying to make these grand events for every movie in every couple years? Or
No.
should they have brought it back down to square one?
No, I think what they should have done, I like that they introduced the shows. They definitely should have not sped up their pace and been like trying to churn out as much as they churned out. I think that certain characters should have gotten a show. I think certain shows should have gotten movies. And I think that not all of them should have been grandioso. I think that like Doctor Strange should have been grandiosos because he's part of a bigger picture.
Yeah.
But I think like Shang-Chi was not so grandioso, and that's good because he's not part of the bigger picture yet. He's still a starter character.
Yeah.
Where I think if it's their first movie, it should be a lesser kind of threat. If it's their second movie, a little bit more bigger because they're more experienced now.
Yes.
And as far as the shows go, I think those should only be for origins, in my opinion. Except for the Loki hit. But
I think Captain America Winter Soldier was good.
I think it was good. So I don't want to say it was okay. I won't say origins. I do say that they should do most of their origins as shows,
Right.
I think
Because I think you have 8 hours now, or even 6 hours instead of 2 hours to explain the character.
I will stand behind, like, while I enjoy Eternals, I think Eternals would have been great as a TV show.
I think either a TV show or again a two-part
Two-part movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Let me get that character because there's a lot of them, and like Mike said, you're trying to put an Avengers level amount of characters into a movie where we don't even know the characters
At all.
And
all
again,
that
don't
you
expect
fucking said-
anybody to read the comics.
Bro, all you said was that, and then you start off with these niggas didn't do shit while everything bad in history was happening because they're supposed to be objective.
Also,
Observers.
Like-
because they're also not supposed to interfere unless it's a deviant, which also Thanos is a deviant. He is an eternal
still
with a
didn't-
deviant gene.
Yep, we still haven't
So
hit that.
he was the main problem. So you bite yourself in the ass with that
It
one.
just didn't make sense. Honestly, I would say, I feel like they gotta be, if they were trying to recreate it, or like if that was like their long game was to go over and like kind of start over, like build up another big bad like Kang or like whoever, like
Oh shit! I forgot.
you gotta like you should start lean like how you did.
Yeah.
Like, because if all of these characters are not going to be a part of something bigger, then what are you trying to do? Like, is this like are you trying to have like, if you're just going to have a bunch of different shows about a bunch of different heroes and you're not actually going anywhere with it, then you should start your own channel, and every character, and it should be the Marvel channel, and you can turn on like fucking Hawkeye like Lizzie McGuire or like whatever else. Like, because if this isn't like leading to something, then it's confusing because you've set the tone that everything is connected. So we already think that everything is connected. Like, you put Wong at the end of Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like, so now I think that Shang-Chi is going to be something. But if he's not going to be something, then what was the point of the movie? I mean, just to make a movie? Like, like that, it starts to get confusing.
Something bigger is going to happen with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
With
like
Shang-Chi? Yeah, the wreckage of time. I think we got a time travel.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it starts to get confusing when you
And the
start
Ages of
bringing
Atlas.
a bunch of people into it. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because when you're talking about like the Avengers, each Avenger for the most part had their own story, and then they all came together. But now you got a bunch of people with fucking their own stories, and some of the people matter, some of the people don't, and like it's just confusing. That would be where the fatigue comes from. The fatigue comes from like disorganization.
Yeah.
Like,
Boom.
you don't
Okay.
know
Yeah.
don't know what's happening, so you're tired. Like, if you have to do the work yourself, that's where the fatigue comes from.
Again, that
You gotta
comes to
figure
the
it
point
out.
where I said like they're confused on what the timeline
Yeah,
is
like,
even about.
That would be like, okay, like now I gotta go. If I gotta go on a website to try and figure out some shit that you did,
Yeah.
then like that, obviously you're gonna tire people out.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
What do you think Spawn's gonna
I
be
think
in the
the way
Marvel
that they
universe?
should have done it
Love
was the way that you say, where I feel like they kind of should have went back to a square one type thing, where how you guys were saying they didn't have that plan yet of the Avengers and then Thanos. Now, Thanos, he was first ever introduced as the after credit scene of Guardians, right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
he was first introduced as the
remember.
after credit scenes of the Avengers, and it was actually a whole
It
different.
was
actor.
the Avengers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
He just turned around and smirked.
And he looked
Yep.
dumb
All right.
as hell.
So that's
he
actually
did.
that's perfect then, because that's how I think they should have went. They should have been, all right, now let's get to side characters. So we've seen the Avengers are all the people we know, and now let's get the side characters and let's just have them origins, and let's just let it play out. Let's just let them do, and then let's figure out a bad, not a big bad, but a bad for them to have to come together to fight. And then that's just a random villain, like how Loki was in Avengers, where either leaves or becomes a friend,
Yeah.
but he was there because of another thing. Like you were saying, they just introduced like the big bad immediately, like Kang.
They
Like, okay,
did, and I was
When
about to
was
say,
Kang introduced in Loki?
and Loki.
well, yes and no. He Who Remains, one of his variants, was introduced in Loki, and
so technically,
he
kinda.
said that there's of evil variants out there. He didn't really name drop Kang right away, but then they had Kang be the main villain of Ant-Man 3.
Oh,
And I think that is the big problem because
forgot
they're
about
big
that
bad, and
fucking movie. That
also,
movie's bad.
to be honest
that's a
with
bad
you,
movie.
I do enjoy the post-credit scene though.
I like that, and that post credit
love
scene was hard as fuck.
that post-credit
I actually
scene
like
slapped.
Kang as a villain.
I like Kang as a villain.
It
Oh,
was
it was
a waste of
fun.
a
Yeah,
movie.
I think
Again, a movie that could have been better as a TV show because they introduced like a lot of new shit and a lot of new
You
characters.
can't put Paul Rudd as a TV
the problems
show.
with
No,
that
not
movie,
Ant-Man 3.
I can go on and I'm not going to, but the problems with that movie was just they were confused. The writing was confusing. There are so many plot holes. I can name 3 plot holes. One, why didn't Pat or Dine, the fucking old lady, when she was opening up that portal, why did she say, no, don't do that? Oh no, guy! Oh, don't go
Why
there.
did she keep it
Why
a
don't
secret?
you fucking say it off rip?
Right.
And then
Why
when
are you keeping this
when
a
you get
secret
in
from
there?
everybody?
When you get in there, it's like, why are you acting so weird? I don't know.
I hate it in superhero
Just
movies. when they
say
don't-
it.
Yes, bro, I hate it.
Did she
so
fuck
much.
Kang and the other guy?
No, I don't think she did. I don't know, but I agree with you because they blew Kang's load too quickly, and I think also announcing the Kang Wars movie is just like our big bag's gonna be Kang. Like, let us figure that out in a movie, man.
Maybe a variant. So like with Homeboy being gone, we're gonna see variants clearly. So they're gonna recast
They should just give it back.
Jonathan Major.
Fucking get him back, bro. He
They're not
ain't do
going
nothing
to.
to that girl.
You think
They
they'll
should.
recast him?
The reason why I think so is
Does anyone even remember her name?
No, not at all.
I think the reason why is this
No,
would
not
be
at
a
all.
classic case of almost like an example I would use is sports, right? Because I can name
Lacrosse.
5 football players
Who beat they with?
that have beat their wives and girlfriends on camera and have been charged with it and are playing football right now on the field. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
feel like this
again-
is going to be one of those things where they're like, and now this
Just
sounds
fucking-
awful, and I hate saying this.
He said weird shit to where I know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's more to the
Support me
story.
like you
There's more to the
support-
story,
like-
but I can see from their minds being like, he just hit a girl, but we need that money. And
I don't
he's
think he hit
great."
her, right? Like
No, there's more to it, of course.
There was like
but,
it
Well,
was
I know he tried to put her back in that car and she
like he was
hurt her
forceful.
finger.
yeah, he was aggressive. Like,
Like he didn't like.
But it was a both sides thing.
No, right.
Yeah,
But
was
She chased
antagonized.
his ass
So
down.
that's what I
fighting.
think.
He
I think
didn't
this
beat her. They were
situation,
fighting.
They were fighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
this situation is such
And I know a lot of people be like, you shouldn't hit a girl no matter what. But nowadays, bro, if you
Nigga,
hit me,
come on, bro.
I was
Yeah.
raised by my mama, and she said, "Beat these hoes' ass."
if you, bro,
Look,
you
bro.
shouldn't put your hands on nobody, period.
Yes.
So if you
Right.
put your hands on somebody, expect a response.
but
see what I
she
think.
taught my mom
Gut
told me to hit back.
Well, what I think you guys are saying is exactly why
Rope
I think
punch.
he will come back.
Yeah.
Because now, on my opinion, I'm somebody that it all depends on the context, the situation. In my opinion, you're a big, strong man.
Mhm.
Come on, dude. You don't got to get physical. But again, I'm.
You being sexist, Matt? You saying a woman
I
can't
am.
be big,
No,
strong?
I am. They're right. And so that's why you guys having that perspective, it's like, yeah, you're not wrong. So I think this is enough for like Jonathan Majors to be like,
Look, bro.
either Marvel or Jonathan or both look at it and be like, hey,
He just said we
Deal.
beat bitches' ass, y'all.
Oh, bro. Look. All I'm
we
saying
don't.
is
I've never hit a girl.
Don't.
I don't date.
Yeah,
I ain't letting nobody hit me.
But
So
no,
don't-
100%.
a girl tried to hit me with her car, and I'm, it is what it is.
My mom taught me to hit
He
back.
put that fist up. I'm gonna tell you that
I
right
punched
now.
the car, and you know what? I shouldn't have done that because the car didn't do anything. The car was an innocent
got-
bystander.
Nick Mallet
Oh, I'm not
versus
gonna-
a regular old car.
This is a commercial for fucking Rick and
Way
Morty.
big
versus car.
It's a way big flip up of your views of
But anyway.
fast food workers before.
Oh, dude.
Murder fast food workers.
All I'm saying is,
We need to fucking wrap this video, this episode up. Hey, I'm sorry. No, all Nick is saying.
Well, I was about to say, are you about to put your fucking foot on me?
Aw,
No.
y'all so cute.
Oh, you got Bape on. Nice.
All Nick is saying. You
What?
said all I'm saying.
Oh, I don't remember. Anyway,
I just watched it.
Yeah.
This is where I want to
Marvel
end
fatigue.
it. This is where I want to end it.
Marvel fatigue. Yes,
Marvel
it's Marvel
fatigue.
fatigue.
It's real.
Not superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
It's real. Fuck
I don't think there's Marvel
corporations.
fatigue.
It's corporation
Fuck
fatigue.
actors.
is.
I think it's confusion fatigue.
Okay.
It's confusion fatigue. That's
Yeah.
valid.
No,
I'll
but like,
give
would
it
you
that.
say DC has the same problem or any other?
We're not
Fuck
even going to
no.
start on DC
Don't even
right now.
bring
We got-
DC
yeah, we
in.
gotta
What am I
wait.
saying?
We were
Okay.
going to
Wait.
talk about the Superman leaks, but we're not.
They're dope.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Superman.
I'm excited.
It was good.
But
Uh,
it's corporation fatigue.
Also, real quick on the Superman leaks, all those costumes look bad. It's because they're part of a corporation. They're part of Lord Tech. So Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Mr. Terrific all have the same outfits because they're part of Lord Tech. They were hired by him, Maxwell Lord. So that's why
Society.
they're corporate basic
Justice
uniform.
Society.
Just want to put that out there real quick because everyone's like, they got CW outfits.
I would, yeah,
So-
that's.
But
fair.
anyway, you were
and
saying?
I just want to end it on this. Racism in shows isn't the same when there's no slurs.
I'll agree.
I just watched Your Honor, and in Your Honor, they said that the son of this mob family is racist because he beat a black kid to death, and they said it was because of the color of the skin. I ain't see that nigga do nothing racist the whole show. He just beat up a black nigga. That don't make him racist. He beat up another. That's not if
that's true, then
if
anyone
the
who's in the war-
motivation was not race, and they didn't say that. They didn't set it up. You got to call somebody some kind of slur. You got to at least.
You gotta gotta hint at racism.
You gotta at least do what old girl did from The Boys when she was like talking to A-Train and she was like, now they just let anybody in. Like, you gotta at least do that. That nigga didn't do
Firecracker, they're actually very good about her racism.
I love
because
Firecracker.
she basically says slurs without saying slurs.
Yeah.
Where she's like, oh, you're one of the good ones.
She's so much different than Stormfront in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because they're both racist.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's different
Let's talk
era
about this.
racism.
It's different eras of racism. One is more direct and the other is, subtle. I like Firecracker. She's gonna die. But I love her. Fuck her also. Why is she?
It's interesting for you're kind of getting weird on this one. You love the racist character, huh?
I just love
who also is homophobic. This is interesting,
and a
Antonio.
pedophile.
And a pedophile. Antonio.
I like her complexity. I feel, especially. I told you it's fresh on my mind because I just
like
finished
her
it.
hair.
I know. I love redheads.
Can we?
They said there's a meme going around of like gays and their redheaded friends, and it's very much that. But I will say I just like it's the complexity of it. I told you this season of The Boys, while y'all focusing on fucking a nigga's pubes and shit, y'all missing on like authentic storytelling that could be told from any point of view, not just from a soup. And Firecrackers is one of those. You know what I'm saying? She was a hick who just started a podcast and spilling shit. Y'all need to take note of that because like some of the shit they spewing, it's really fake. But anyway, so like I just like the complexities of some of the. I just like the complexity. I like the more of the heart of the characters this season, as opposed to just the world domination aspect. And we gotta kill the fucking sheep's mind. I like the heart of the story.
So what you're saying is you don't need necessarily slurs, you just need hints.
Bring back slurs.
No,
Bring
because I was
back
watching.
slurs.
I used to watch
Bring
Black
back
Lightning.
Slurs. Yeah, bring.
I used to watch Black Lightning, and for a CW show, they threw nigga around a lot.
I love Black Lightning. I love that character himself.
I like the character. I like the white.
Also, not all black characters have lightning powers. There's more black characters without lightning powers than there are with lightning powers.
But the three that are important,
I just want to point that out.
I'd say every single universe has one.
But all the three that are important all have lightning powers.
It's all it says is you guys need to learn more. That's all it is.
I will honestly
widen your
Can I be
minds.
Gray Lightning?
No, you suck.
give me Storm's powers.
Oh my god, I could be Gray Lightning and I could have storm powers and be a speedster
And a vampire.
and a vampire
And
Why
Green
are,
Lantern.
why are you all these things?
and a swordsman.
Why are you all these things right now?
You gotta
How did you
throw
become a
swordsman in there.
speedster?
How did you become more?
First off, speedsters are way too overpowered.
What's that mean?
very
He's just saying if you're
overpowered.
black, you can do anything.
First off, the Flash is way too overpowered. He has
agree.
a punch that is called the Infinite Mass Punch because he punches so fast and so many times. It can be as big,
That
as heavy
makes
as he
sense
wants it to be.
because speed adds force.
Exactly. I'm explaining to you why they're too OP. He can go
Oh
through.
my god, the Gray Lightning punch.
See you, Bebop.
And Nick, do your thing.
Terrible. But yeah, speedsters are overpowered. Well, at least the fast ones are.
The super
Not
Gray
Quicksilver.
Lightning
The Flash
sword
is one.
punch.
Quicksilver is
The
not that.
Flash, Wally West is overpowered.
Flash.
Barry Allen are
The
overpowered.
super slicer.
Not all of them.
Super
Jay Garrick's not that
slicer,
fast.
Gray
That's because he was
Lightning
too old
punch
to care.
slash.
He's way too old.
Red Rush was an OP.
Gray Rush slice
Red
attack.
Red Rush from fucking Invincible.
Invincible?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got some punches in. And
Were
the
they-
Omni-Man.
Look, if that was the Flash punching him, it'd have been over. Also, he would have just vibrated his hand and then chopped his heart up and then called it a day.
Ooh, I like the vibrating thing.
He can do that. He can do that. Also, he runs. Well, Wally West runs
The
faster
Gray Lightning saute
than a
punch.
teleporter.
What is this gray light?
I don't know. He's
Someone-
fucking
you guys
Reagan.
shouldn't make
He's fucking Reagan from
Dude,
fucking
the Gray Lightning
Mob
saute
Psycho
punch.
100.
Make Persia.
The fajita
Can we
punch.
end on something? I wrote something. I want to start some shit.
You wrote something?
I wrote it in my phone.
Is it a
and-
poem?
Is it
No.
a slur?
Neither.
You come up with new ones?
Someone might be called a slur.
Oh fuck.
Is it white people?
It's
fuck.
It's this white on black crime
Oh shit.
or whatever you are. Yellow.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Wow.
That was
Yellow
racist.
that was very racist.
I'm confused on what you are sometimes.
He's Mike.
I'm Persian.
Ethnicity.
Oh, he's a little bit of
Persian.
Puerto Rican, a little bit of black, a little bit of white, and a sprinkle of Irish.
He's Persian.
He's Persian. He's made of a rug.
I come from
Hey.
long generations of
Hey,
people race mixing.
explain Future Diaries. Go.
No,
Future
we're not,
Diaries.
No, we're not doing this right now. Fuck no.
Future Diaries are beautiful.
It would have been the whole podcast.
I wanted to start off the podcast. I just want to see them fight.
No.
It's like this is 3 or 4 podcasts now that they've been glossing over.
No,
Future
it'll be a
Diaries.
whole. We'll make it a whole episode.
It's a religious show.
You see, he hasn't smiled. What?
It's a
You've
religious
destroyed
show,
his
and
happiness.
Matt is an atheist piece of shit.
The way that like
You're never gonna get saved.
the way that Ant-Man, like that movie makes me feel, it gets me going because it pissed me off because it was a bad movie.
Quantumania?
Yeah,
I was
Quantum.
about to say, not the first one.
Oh no! I love the first
calm
one. The
yourself,
second one's
child.
great too.
Yeah.
Third one, no, bad movie. Didn't like it, and it gets me excited because I can't believe that movie exists. Future Diary.
We could have talked about Superman.
That shit will make you not want to watch animes ever again.
It only makes him not want to watch animes ever again. That's why it doesn't matter what Matt says about it. It doesn't matter.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
Why?
Because it's
There is with that is the epiphany of great concept. The
Epitome.
conception.
they did a great job.
Nope.
Fuck you.
Nope.
Fuck you, Nick.
Not even close.
No
Nick.
one still has explained what it is.
Future Diaries.
You can't explain what it is.
Future Diary
why.
is a Future Diary is about 12 people who get to they are fighting to the death to become God. They replace God, and they
You
each
have a vein like right outside your eye
right here,
that's
yeah.
like popping out right.
they each
The
get
concept is so cool.
they each get a diary that's unique to their personality, where the diary gives them an advantage over the next person. So one person is deaf, so his diary is a tape recorder, and it tells him
Whoa,
like,
wait.
he's blind.
he's blind.
Not
yeah.
deaf.
He's blind. So his
Death,
diary.
as in, I thought like death.
No, deaf. Or
Deaf.
I'm sorry, I meant blind. He's blind, so his diary is a tape recorder. Or in like there's like somebody else, like it's a kid.
Whoever,
there's a kid.
if you have
his
a
diary
book,
is
if
a
you have
coloring
any
book.
kind of diary, any kind of notebook that you kept stuff in,
Mhm.
however you wrote it, that it would just continue. And you're like, oh, so you can read in the future.
Okay.
There's
But
a-
it depends on how you write your diary.
There's
Yeah.
a couple in there, and their diaries are about each other. So like
Okay.
theirs would like the girls would tell her what's about to happen to her husband, and vice versa.
Okay.
Like there's a bunch of shit like that, and then it's all going towards the end, and there's a super good twist that Matt wouldn't appreciate because he's a piece of shit.
That's what makes it fucking work. Future Diary, as it went on, it just kept getting worse.
It was,
And then by the
just
end,
watch it. Just
no,
watch
yeah,
it.
and by
You
the
tell
end, that
me-
twist, that twist was alone made me just.
that twist was amazing. You know what? Fuck this guy.
It made me completely just be like, I wasted
Nick,
my fucking
you know,
time.
Nick, do your thing. We're at an hour 35, and Matt pissed me off. So wrap it up.
All right. Yeah. Hey, shave your dicks. See you Space Cowboys
Did
later.
today.
Why?